Yeah, my name's on it. Manifesting this life, you can manifest whatever you want. But do you know how? Well, I mean, all this talk about manifesting, it's important, especially in these times. I mean, we don't know where anything's going. You got to stay strapped in. You know what I mean? Because financially, to the world wars, to food shortages, you know, a lot of people think it's crazy what I do, or it's poppycock. To understand yourself. I think it's important to understand yourself in these times to manifest through differently. I mean, if you think about just what happened at the end of the 1930s to the beginning of the 1940s, don't you wish those people might have been able to understand themselves better? We're in a world where the control systems are out to really determine what you are and how you should manifest. But that's all a reflection, right? The reflection that maybe you're the one who's programmed into how to manifest your life. Maybe there's a uniqueness to you that actually doesn't look like anything that you've seen before. If I want to roll up to work in my UTV, hey, that's my own unique design. Poppycock. Poppycock. We're going to come back to that word in a second. I love that word. But I think that we should just talk about manifesting. I know, yes, there's the stuff in the world, but there's also our dreams, and that's what's talked about so much, whether it's master classes or whether it's the spiritual community. And I guess that's what I'm part of, being a celebrity astrologer. Oh yeah, but that term celebrity astrologer, it seems to trigger people, including people who don't know astrology. So I've had to deal with that my whole life. But the one thing I want to really focus on here is, how does one get taught how to manifest and know their uniqueness without looking at the uniqueness that you were born with, the uniqueness of how to understand what's going on in the world? I mean, the ancients used it forever. But I want to take you on a little stroll. Yeah, it's wonderful. I've manifested so many of my dreams. It's ridiculous, actually. I actually don't think about it, though. You know, anybody that's made it in their life, trust me, when we take off the covers to our car, there's still dust. It's never fully clean. It's never fully perfect. Are you taking a cover off your car? You know, I remember when I beat Jay Leno out on this car. That was exciting for me, but it really is not something that I just sit there and tout off to the world all day. Trust me, it comes with more problems than good, but it's really about whatever you want to manifest. To me, this is what I wanted to manifest in my life. But there's a lot more to it than this. There's so much more, because you have to keep it consistent to maintain these kind of things in life, to have the dream. Let me tell you, nobody's teaching you how to get it. A lot of people seem to think it's like you just make a bunch of money and you go walk into Best Buy and you buy the TV you want. You just walk into AMG and say you want that AMG. You walk into Shelby and you get that Shelby. And I wish it was easy as that. And you know what? You've got to pay attention to what's actually going on the inside of who you are and see if even this is what you're supposed to manifest. It's all so unique, and we all get this one image that's sent to us of what success is in the world, and that's not actually what it is. It's the uniqueness of being yourself without being a sellout to yourself or selling yourself out to others. And I think that's the hardest part for me, is especially because I am in the spiritual community, or if I even look at this law of attraction world or any of these places that are trying to teach you how to actually step into your truth. Which really, what is that truth? The truth is you, the connection to the divine, the connection to the uniqueness of yourself. But they're trying to sell you this dream. Yet, they're walking to their carport and their one-bedroom apartment. to teach you it. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But how does somebody teach somebody to swim who doesn't know how to fully swim? And I think that's important because that's where we're at in the world right now, is there's a lot of people who channel the divine and can channel you to live your best life. But do they really put in the work? Do they really put in the energy? You know, I have man hands. These hands touch these cars more than just get in them, and no, I wash them myself. So speaking of poppycock, to me, poppycock is somebody says that they do something, but they don't have the receipts for it. No, I do have the receipts for everything in my life, especially whether it's predictions, which that's probably my biggest receipt, is the work that I do. And that's what the payment is in life, is whatever that you put into that divine truth in yourself, you get back. But how to teach that? That takes somebody who's actually made it. That takes somebody actually who's lived it. And so poppycock to me is a word that I chuckle because I love the word, because people look at me like I'm a joke or a show. Yeah, I've done a lot of reality shows, I've done a lot of TV shows. And yeah, I am a celebrity astrologer. And celebrities suck, and they're boring, and they're not that cool. And no, you don't see me doing celebrity charts anymore in public. The term celebrity astrologer actually came from, who's really been a celebrity astrologer since Nostradamus? He's rolling in his grave now that the Leo King's here, but some people might think that there's been other big celebrity astrologers, like that woman in New York who unfortunately told you in 2020 was a great year to get married. But we all know she ain't it. And where's her receipts? Poppycock. If you want to know some not poppycock about me, when I started doing my career and I started this, I don't even know what you call it, my dream, I was homeless pretty much. I had a laptop. A lot of people think that I got here by my parents, or even that my ex-wife, because she was rich and her family gave me money. There's been a lot of poppycock, but what's not poppycock is I started from nothing. And it got to the point to where I had done so many tours and rented so many hotels that I had done conferences at that I got sick of doing that, and I wanted to have my own space to do my own events. So when it really comes to manifesting, it's not so much about the cool car unless you have a purpose for it, or having an actual event center or studios, because I actually do that. That's actually what I love. That's actually what I wanted to be, and that's what was in my design of my life to be. But humble beginnings and so much are really the real true way to manifest in life, because we can be programmed by the world, by our parents, by the institutions, by even our own governments now. And I think it's become a sad place to where people are so afraid to live their own unique life and dream. And it really is about understanding that code, and that's what this course is going to be about. I've already covered Love Masterclass. I've covered Hypergate, how to really reprogram yourself in this reality. But going into this manifesting school is what actually people wanted. And so I don't know if I'm manifesting this school as much as it's being manifested upon me. And that's a different way to look at things. Do things manifest in our life, or are we the ones that are manifesting them? These are the questions that I'm going to be covering. But even deeper than that, teaching you how to find it within your own self, your own chart, your own unique code. And realize that all you need is a phone or a computer to figure this out. You know, I'm humbled and I'm grateful in my life that even people want to come here and sit in these seats or to live stream and watch when I sit up on that stage. And I've given some of the best talks of my life. And it wasn't because of how many people were there, how many people were watching. It was because it was a manifestation, or maybe it manifested upon me, a stage in where I can literally call it my home stage, my home, my truth. And manifesting is something that we like to put stops. I can't do that because I'm doing this. I can tell you that I helped build with my brother, with my own 2 hands, that stage. I can tell you that the design for these studios, there wasn't some plan, there wasn't some place that some other person told me how to do it. It all came from within my own heart and within my own code and everywhere that I've gone in my life, I've used my astrology. I've used all the spiritual tools to know this is what is going to manifest to where I want to go in my life, and knowing the timing. You know, we didn't film this in the middle of the day so we could get that feeling that I wanted with the light. Everything in life is divine timing, including even something like this, and how you could see the stage or be with the lighting. And I think that's important for people to know. That we're in a time right now, how funny, right? A time where you have to look inside of yourself and be like, am I really manifesting the life that's me, where it feels like home? Where everywhere that you're manifesting in your life and everything that you're creating is actually truly an abundant resource. And whatever that abundant resource is, it's nourishing you and it's nourishing your truth and it's nourishing you knowing that you're on your path. It's much more than a car. It's much more than even just a relationship. It's much more than money. It's much more than all these things, or even the kind of clothes you wear, which John Bravado's, of course, you know. But it's about really manifesting whether or not you're living in your truth and you're feeling it and you're living it and you're breathing it. And, you know, a lot of this video I wanted to do a lot more hardcore. Like I wanted to do it like in your face, bitch, fuck you. Which I have that energy in me. That's who I am. I don't deny that, and I don't feel bad about being that. And I know there's been so many people over all these years that are so triggered by me, and I actually thrive on that. Because if I can trigger you, I'm teaching you something. Because when it gets to that place where you just are really feeling like you're not able to manifest the life you want, and trust me, I run into places where I fuck up all the time. I'm divorced. I have failed at certain things, and trust me, to keep things like this going and to keep my own life going, it's not smooth sailing. But it's because I know my code, it's because I know what's ahead and I know how to read it and I know how to tap into it that I'm able to continue it. And I think that's the main thing that's not being taught, is how to maintain. Not only find the path, but to maintain it and how to keep it and how to keep it growing and nourishing, and knowing that there's going to be times where there's plateaus with it. There's times when the valleys get deep, but there's also times when the highs get high. Now you might be trying to even understand this whole entire video, let alone really trying to understand what this course is going to be about. As I'm standing here behind me, I've filmed so many different horoscopes, done many different spiritual dance musics. And really, because it's about manifesting, this masterclass I'm doing, think about manifesting in a way that you haven't maybe before. Because whenever we think about manifesting, in many ways, the beginning of this video was to show you the pretty traditional way of what people think about manifesting their dreams. But it's about what we can manifest, that we can create our lives with, of our truth. It's what we can really do to really express ourselves and to live in who we really are. And, you know, when it comes to teaching all the schools that I have, they all have to do with finding the essence of not only just yourself, but this crazy world that we live in, taking from the ancients, taking all the way from modern times, using the tools that we've been given for thousands of years, and realizing maybe it's not so poppycock or crazy. And really realizing that, when it comes to creating the things in life that we're here to do, that once you understand that code, it's really pretty simple. And it really does manifest. It's one of those weird things in life where it's like, we can struggle by trying to push ourselves to be somebody that we're not. We can struggle so much to try and even create or to purchase or to have the kind of life that we think we need to have. But if it really flows, it's going to be in your code. And that's what I'm here to do on this class. Because it's, I think, more important than ever right now. We're in a world right now where the power is within you, but it's not just the power of your soul, but it's the power in what your soul's creating and manifesting. And even that term manifesting to me is such a weird word, because to me it's about the expression and the creation. It's about, what are you creating here? What are you really connected with in your truth of the codes and the spirituality and the essence of your soul, and how to really create and co-create. High Vibe and the whole entire idea of building these studios was not to be about myself, but to build the spiritual network for many and many people that are going to come through this place and have over the 5 years that I've been here at this location, to create their own voice and to create their own message. And so I think it's important for people to realize at this moment, and when it comes to this class, it's really coming from a place of how you're going to understand your own unique manifesting story. Because it's not the same for everybody. We're all unique. And we're living in a world right now where I think finally all the things that seem like they've been so hard and so difficult to go through have actually been our biggest blessing, to really understand ourselves better and to really go and realize it's not waiting for the world to change, but really when we're ready to step into the manifestation of our truth, to create the world that is within alignment truly with our own selves. And the only way to combat this kind of weird world energy that's out there, that's trying to literally dictate how we should live, how we should create, what we should manifest, is the only way to combat that is to actually create from yourself and not give that energy and that power to them. It's the energy in where you put it. And when you have a purpose with it, and that's what this course is going to be, it's to really be clear on the purpose and to really be clear on your own unique energy and to use all the secrets I use to understand it. I know that for some out there that watch this, they're just going to find everything that they see wrong with how I presented this video for you all to help you be part of this course. But honestly, there's so many of you and there's so many people I don't even know yet that truly find so much value, and I appreciate it so much. It's my 10-year anniversary of doing a video every day. And all this really manifested not just from understanding my code and what I'm going to be teaching, but also the commitment that we have to our truth, the commitment that we have to ourselves, and even helping you understand how to find how to stay on that commitment. It's not something that just, springs up instantly and just is an everlasting, lottery ticket in life. It's the consistency that really matters, and the consistency of living in your truth, and they're all hidden within your own astrology, your human design, even your cardology. There's so many different areas that are all connected to the divine here to really use it the right way. And I think receipts are important, and that's why I did this video in many ways, to get the attention, but at the same time also, is it crazy? And for us to also think, and I think this video, even if you don't choose to be part of this class, can serve as a good lesson as, shouldn't we all be allowed to support the individuals of all people and what they want to manifest in their lives, instead of finding ways to judge for what they want to create, to judge for what they want that makes them happy in their lives. This place would be so much happier if we all just accepted everybody for what they like and what they want to do. I look at so many clients that I've had throughout the years, so many people that I talk to on my tours or events or even on television shows, and everybody has their own unique thing, their own unique story, their own unique, whether it's music to art to family that they want to create. There's so many different areas of what is the thing that you want to manifest. And we can manifest all the things we want, but trying to build it all up at once, at one time, is really difficult. And so this course is going to teach you how to really find the step-by-step on how it's the building blocks in life. And how really it's just within there. And whenever you have a problem, or whenever you come into, which we all do in our manifesting, and especially if we use money for an example, when we get to a point, how do we get out of it? Instead of going the wrong direction and falling. I know that we're in a world right now where it doesn't feel like there's a pillow that's beneath us that's just going to save us, right? And our governments aren't the one that are going to save us. It's how we're going to help each other, but we all have to understand each other, and we all have to understand ourselves first, though. And we have to understand how we know we are going to create and what those special powers within us are. And so I thought that this moment in this video to help you understand that this is a course that really is coming from a place of that anything really goes, and whatever is your manifesting in your dreams are written within yourself, and they're written within your own unique code, and they're not the programmed ones. It might look cool in some areas, and I can tell you, and I'm humble as can be, and I'm transparent as can be. There's programs that I've fallen into in my life to manifest certain things the way I want to. But when I pick the things that I showed in this commercial for you, I pick the things that actually are the most random and most creative and one-of-a-kind places and things that really do come from my heart and come from a place that is about spreading information and spreading to make people's lives better and to help people. And it comes from that, and that's actually within my code. That if I were to try and just, maybe just make a bunch of money through crypto or do something like that and then just go buy nice things, that my life would not be where it's at. My code doesn't work that way. For some it does, and some others it doesn't. And for some other it might be family. It might be in so many of these other places. I'm going to teach you how to really not have questions anymore, but 100% surety within yourself to, even when it gets crazy and when it gets daunting or when it gets to the cliff and it feels like there's just no way you're going to be able to keep the consistency of your manifestation or your manifestations to even become true, that you'll be able to find that comfort within yourself and know how to get through this. There's a limited amount of options, basically, for the amount of people that I can bring into this course. So it's definitely, if you've been through Hypergate, you've been through my Love Masterclass, you know how I show up to these. So make sure that you show up. Of course, it'll be at highvibetv.com, and I truly appreciate you all. But I'm going to leave you with this. And it's going to come back to the very beginning. These are crazy times. But they don't have to be so crazy when we know who we are and what we are here to create within ourselves. And we can only know that from God's divine code that's been given within us. That the biggest free will choice of your life was already made coming into this life, and it was set by God with so many amazing and beautiful areas of your life to access, that it's not as hard as you think. And really a lot of it is the overthinking of it, or over sensationalizing, some of the ways in which that we are programmed and how to look and see what manifesting is. But at the same time, I'm also somebody that doesn't like Poppycock, and I'm not afraid to call out that there's a lot of schools out there that are Poppycock. There's a lot of people that don't have the receipts, spend the time. And I wanted to use this video to spend the time, not to sell you like a traditional way, but to show you that I have the receipts, that it's a lot more than the triggering and the easy way to show it at the beginning, like some sort of shave ad, that it's more than just having the luxuries in life that just, I don't even know how many people have the same luxuries. But standing behind me is where it gets done, and it's the beauty to me, and to me the greatest manifestation in my life is sitting right behind me, the place where I can serve others, the place that I can create, where it does feel like my home, or like showing you my big stage, and that's where I can find my message. It's these things, and it's speaking to you from the most honest place that I can be, that, being a teacher of this divine work now for over a decade, and being so blessed that I can't even believe how many people have gone through my schools and have found their path and have become and manifested their dream identity, their dream career, their dream way of helping the collective, or just even understanding how to get through their life better, has been the honor of my life. And it's the honor of my life to be able to do this one in this course, because I feel like this is the one that really hits home to where people have been literally asking me about all the schools I've done. This is the one that they want the most. As a kid, I always wanted to study. You don't see them a lot anymore. So I manifested a study. Believe it or not, I made this one of my main offices that's like a study. I collect old books. When my father died about 6 months ago, family line passed on to me. And I sit here and I look at my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, and my great-great-grandfather, and the risks that they took in their life to manifest their dreams, whether it was taking the Oregon Trail, or whether it was on the journey of the Mayflower, or whether it was just trying to find gold in California and Oregon, and then finding gold, and then building a jewelry store and many other stores. History is a big part of our lives, and when it comes to teaching this work, you have to understand the history. And I'm a man about receipts. Not so much if I want to prove about my family, but that I really do the time and the energy to spend my life buying the old books, doing the research, and that I make it my whole life. A lot of people think when they look at my life on the outside, it's extravagant, and maybe that's a great manifestation that I've done. But to be honest with you, the greatest manifestation that I can do in my life is to be able to just live my life the way I like to live it, which is the nerd I like to be, which is hanging with my books. I built an office that's like Indiana Jones. You can live your dream. And sometimes the dreams are this, that. To me, the most exciting thing in the world was building an office that felt like I was in some sort of Indiana Jones room in life. And to be able to do the research. Or for me, it's I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of books are in here on subjects that most people have never looked at, or books that you can't even find on some Amazon or Kindle from, it's books from 1675. And actually, if you're in my personal life and you come into my life, I can say I'm the first person that always hands them a book that they've never held before that's from the 17th century or even the 16th century. Or it's a blessing to be able to manifest the things in your life that are actually on the line to your true purpose. And this manifestation masterclass that I'm doing is so much more than how to get rich quick, how to have an RV and jet skis, which you can, it's open to all parts, but it's the richness to find. And because I am an astrologer, it is North Node in Taurus, and this school is going to be going down with the eclipses that are happening in the financial houses of Scorpio and Taurus. And so it's much more than just financial. It deals with what you're creating and what the abundance truly is in your life is not defined by what we see on television, but it's defined by what makes you feel rich within yourself. Not rich as far as money, but the richness and the potency of your life, and what brings you life, and what brings you the feeling. And I know that being an astrologer, and whether it's the predictions and the shattered reality, or the bad experiments I predicted, or even a pandemic that would come, that would be something that would be so confusing that you wouldn't know who's controlling you or what the real agenda is. That all just didn't come from some whim, but a lot of time and a lot of energy on understanding the codes of myself, but also of the universe, and not being afraid to be who I am. And even if you choose to take this course or not, right? I hope you at least take what I have to say in this moment of this video for you to realize that that's the greatest thing in life to manifest, is to be yourself and not to be afraid to be yourself, no matter what that is. And that's the most powerful manifestation there is in the world, because anything is possible from that point. And that's where that potency is. And so I really appreciate you watching this video. It started with a bang and it ended with sincerity, because at the end of the day, we can put on a great show, but we got to show our receipts. And to me, we're not seeing that anymore in the world. We're not seeing that from our teachers. We're not seeing that from our celebrities. We're not seeing that from our politicians. We're not seeing that anywhere. And also, in our universities today, we're seeing an ideology that you must follow, or you're on the brink of being canceled or being discredited. And I hope that this school not only manifests the life that you really are truly here to live, but hopefully manifests everybody that goes through it to help make change to this world, and to be more open-minded about things, and to realize that we're all going through a moment in time where we have to make our choice on which side of the fence we're really on, of truth, and of where we show our receipts of our truth by being in our true self, or we're putting on a show. I appreciate you all so much. I'm looking forward to being back in the saddle, as I always am, but doing the most exciting class I've ever done, to get to the most enriching part of your soul. And it couldn't be more of a blessing in my life. So check out highvibe.tv, click on school, or go to highvibetvschool.com, and I'm looking forward to being live with you in class.
Initiating Hypergate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hypergate activated. The portal to illuminating the collective consciousness has finally opened. Please enter the Hypergate now.